Welcome back to Is the Juice Worth the Squeeze? Today we are on a remote location. We are not disclosing the location, but I'm Jim,
Terry?
Kyle?
and today we're doing Jack Daniels. So Terry has a nice collection, as you can see, all different, pretty much everything Jack's released, I feel like.
Pretty much as much as I can find of it, at least.
So we're gonna let Terry go with the flow here and tell us what we're gonna be tasting. Well, I can tell you what we're tasting. We're doing 10, 12, and 14. These were not sent by Jack. These are all chased down just so that way you can have a set. And I don't know exactly what batch of 10 and 12 we've got here, but this is obviously the 2025 release of the 14 year.
Yes. All right, with the 10-year one here, the one I have open right now is batch 2. Comes in at 97 proof. We can open these up and gets to drinking.
So Terry is generous enough to let us come on down and taste these. Figured it was a little bit better than sending us samples, because we can hear it right from the source on what we've got going on.
I absolutely been collecting and drinking Jack Daniels for as long as I can possibly remember. I think it started back in college with the good old just regular old number 7, which I don't think I drink too often anymore.
Nice lacing.
I can see it right on the glass there.
For those that don't know what lacing is, it's when you swirl the bourbon and you can see where it was at.
I'd say it definitely has that Jack Daniels taste to it, but it's nowhere near as harsh as an old regular number 7.
Pretty oaky.
Mm-hmm.
Get some tobacco notes on the nose. Smooth caramel
Yeah,
finish.
very, very smooth. Not a lot of heat on the back end. It's got that typical banana that's associated with Jack Daniels, so I'm happy with that. I think it's better than most of the 10-year stuff I've tried in the past.
Yeah, this blows Eagle Rare.
Eagle
away.
Rare, yeah.
Yeah, this is a very good tasting bourbon here.
Even the old Rip. I think I like this better than those too.
Yeah.
I do.
It's probably got the oaky flavor of like a Weller 12 to me.
I remember we had a sample of the 10 and 12 previously. I love the 10 over the 12 personally when I had a sample of it. So it's my personal opinion, but I love the 10 taste.
Yeah,
Nice, smooth. It's smooth. Get that nice. I get a little burn on the back end a little bit, but it's nice. It's like comfortable.
Right.
Yes, yeah, not overwhelming. Yeah, it's funny that you say that because that's the same thing I thought when I first had the 2 bottles.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the 10 more than the 12, but after having the 12 and 14 recently, it might be changing my tune.
So how different are the batches? What batches have you tasted? What's your preferred batches?
I've had 1 and 2 of the 10-year. They're really similar. I don't think I'm nuanced enough to know there's a big difference between all of them. I did hear that, I want to say it's either batch 3, I think it's batch 3 of the 10-year and batch 3 of the 12-year are much drier
Okay.
than the earlier ones. But they're all pretty much the same oak-wise and taste-wise.
Gotta say, this is a massive collection, and you've been collecting. Like, this is what, your 4th year of picking up the 10 years?
10 years and 12 years, yeah. And I said back in college started this, so we've been going on, what, like 30 years now worth of collecting, give or take.
One thing I'm surprised I don't see here is a full barrel of Jack.
Honestly, when I walked in, that's what I was looking for. I'm gonna be honest. I thought maybe we got a tap room somewhere.
The only barrel that's sitting back there is Lazy Susan one. I want to say it's 200 and some odd bottles you get if you order one from Jack, a whole barrel.
Oh, just send me the whole barrel.
Yeah.
That's why I can pull it out.
That's right. We'll figure that out. We can tap that thing. Perfect. Move on to the 12-year here, and this is batch 1. So that's the very first one they came out with for the 12-year. This one comes in at 107 proof.
That's a good proof.
Yeah. And from what I understand, they're trying to keep all of the batches, the 10 and 12, at the same proofs every year. And I think that's what they said with the 14-year as well, but we'll see if they can manage that.
So what's our price points on the 10, 12, now that we're drinking them?
I think now the 10 is up to $89. I say 12 is $99, and then the 14 is I think 150 or 160 retail. If you can find them at retail.
That's a
what's
good challenge.
what's the secondary? What are we?
Secondary, you're 150 to 175 for the 10 years, 200 to 250 for the 12-year, depending on where you're at, and right about now the 14 is about $600.
When we did release
Yeah,
it,
when it was
it
first
just
released.
came out beginning of March.
Yeah,
It was going, I think, around $750.
yeah.
Let's say I've seen it all the time at $750. Recently $650. Most on the bourbon pages they've been going for, so $600. It's coming down
Yeah, slowly.
slowly.
Just realized we didn't put our mics on, so we will speak louder.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that, but it's all right.
We were talking.
This one I can get that butterscotch toffee one coming out of it. I think it's just as oaky as the 10.
I would say this is just as oaky as the 10, if not more. But for 107 proof, that is smooth on the back end too.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more burn on the 10-year.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Even a lower proof is kind of surprising, but
This one's fruitier than the 10-year, I think. There's some
Yes.
definite fruit notes coming. It's real sweet.
like green apple.
Yeah. It's got a little bit more of that oaky funk to it than the 10-year does.
Yeah. A little dry. I think it's a little dry in the back end.
Yeah, yeah.
But definitely doesn't have the same burn as the 10
Nope.
on the way back and down. But for 107 proof, I mean, this is good too.
That's what, 10 more proof, is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
97, 107.
Hey, that's why I like the 10 so much better when we had samples, is just that little burn.
A
I
little,
guess
little more flavorful.
yeah, a little more flavor, a little less oak
Yeah.
too.
Touch sweeter on this 12-year.
It is sweeter on the 12 though.
So how often do you make it down to Lynchburg and visit the distillery?
We haven't been down to Lynchburg in quite a while. We were down there for the barbecue. That was in 2013. That was a long time. That's about 12 years now.
Wow.
But we've been down there since. I said the last time we were down there was maybe 4 years ago for the barrel tree lighting. I don't make it down there as much as I'd like to. I would definitely like to get down there more often than we do. They have all the fancy tastings there now too. They have the Angel Share one and a couple other ones where you can go in and do the tastings.
So it's definitely a must-hit once in your life at least.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I would just have to keep driving past Louisville and Frankfurt, and
Yeah. Quite a
I
few
blessed a little bit.
quite a few different tours you can do there, and then you have the square where you can walk around. The store itself has everything imaginable that Jack Daniels has. Crazy thing is, it's dry town, so you
Oh,
can't
really?
yeah, you
Didn't
can't
know
buy
that.
any liquor in Lynchburg at all. But I think they've gotten to the point where there's a new store that's going in there, and I think that it was with the former master distiller, and he's going to have some of his bourbon there on the square. So it was interesting. They were allowing him to come back. I don't think he left on bad terms, but the fact that they're allowing him to have his brand in there too is pretty cool.
Nice.
All right, 14 year. That one checks in at 126.3 proof. So this one's got some,
Big step up.
big step up from the 10 and 12 year.
Similar to the Coy Hill.
Yeah, I think the one Coy Hill that I do have open, I want to say that one is right about 124 or 129 proof. There is a pretty good difference between the two, the Coy Hill and that 14.
Oh, that's on the inside. All right, moving on with the 14.
All on the nose, you can get that cinnamon.
Seems like every 2 years you get a little more sweetness right off the nose,
Mhm.
right?
This one's definitely got a bit more heat to it.
Yeah, but it's not like it's a burn. It's
Yeah, it's not
More of a hug.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not an overwhelming one where
That
it's
is.
just burning all the way going down.
Now, I know you guys can't compare it to Russell's 15, but I could.
Yeah, I can too.
And
I've had the Russells.
okay, and the George T. Stagg we've all had.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think the comparisons made to both are spot on. Like, I think you can put this in the Russell's 15 category. I think Stags are like 17 or 18 years old, aren't they? I don't
Yeah, I
remember off the top
believe
of
so.
my head.
Yeah. And proof wise, they're right about the same too as this one, I think. Most of them are in that range.
A little like apricot, orange
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
on the tongue.
And the reasons I'm comparing it to those bottles is because I've seen those comparisons as well as secondary prices. Like I think 15 was going for around 500. So
Yeah, I'd seen quite a few guys offering up this or offering up the Russell Reserve 15 for each other.
14.
So
But even with that extra heat, the proof, man, that is smooth still on the back end. I mean,
am I
it's
the
just,
only one that gets a hint of lemon?
no, I can see that too. There's a lot going on with this one.
And the funny thing about the hint of lemon I'm thinking about is the Lynchburg lemonade.
Yeah.
So it's like I know that's made in the same area. Could it be airborne and getting into the Rick House?
you get the
Very
lemon.
well could be,
aging.
yeah.
You get the lemon on the finish or on the tongue?
A little bit out of the aroma.
Yeah,
Right.
that's where I got most of it.
I get it on the finish a little
Yes.
bit. I can get the finish like the
Because it dries
right.
pretty quick and it's got a hint of it there.
Let's talk about it's not overall oaky either though.
No,
for
it
the
isn't.
14. You know, the 10 and 12
Not
are
at all.
super oaky.
Right.
This 14 is not oaky.
No, they mellowed that out really well. It's nice and balanced.
But
It is a good bottle.
are
I mean-
all three a blend?
No, I'm not sure. I don't think they are.
Because I've seen 14 only in this proof.
Yeah, there's been no other proofs, and I'm pretty sure that the 10 and 12s are coming in at those same proofs.
Okay.
I can tell you. Take a peek right back here behind us, but I'm pretty sure they're all the same proof. Yep, 107 proof for the 12s and 97 for all the 10 years.
Wow.
So yeah, they haven't changed.
To me, that's
proof
got to
on
be
any
a
of them.
blend.
Yeah.
If you're-
Yeah,
Proof
it
of
would
to
have to
that.
be. I know they had said that this came, I went into the barrels, I want to say it was like 130 or 140 proof. And they said after the winter months rolled around, they got into one of the summer months, they would start dropping a little bit more. So
And that's the crazy thing about everybody talks about the angel share, that the proof drops. I mean, if it's evaporating, you would think it would go up.
yeah, be more concentrated, but
It's the opposite effect, huh?
somehow or another, it does it the opposite way.
So what are we looking at releases coming up for Jack? I know you follow Jack a lot, so
From what I've read recently, there's supposed to be possibly an 18 and a 21 year one for Jack. I think they said that recently that their oldest barrels right now for these specific bottles are 15 years.
Okay.
So you're looking, this is 25, so maybe about 2028 they should hopefully have an 18 year. I guess if it meets their standards, they'll release it. If it doesn't, I'm sure they'll find something else to do with it.
It'll age to 21.
Yes, they'll just let it keep going and we'll find out. Then we're going to start getting the pappy range with aging then.
oh yeah. Is this the oldest Jack Daniels has aged? Is it 14 is the oldest, or
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, absolutely. That's the oldest one.
so they're just now getting into the aging process
Yeah.
like the rest of the distilleries? Is there a reason for it, or
Actually, I believe I heard this is the second release of 14. Last time it was done 100 years ago.
Yes, yeah. There was an original bottle that was way back when. That
is
they
that,
did
in,
do.
is that in your collection yet?
I wish we had that one.
Nobody can compare 'em.
Those are few and far between.
I don't think you would open that one.
I think I've seen one bottle of that 14. That was a picture from the distillery that they had there. That was it. I don't know anyone offhand in the Jack community that has one of those. And if they do, I'm more than welcome to share.
There you go,
Just
yeah,
open it up and
exactly.
we'll take care of it.
Go check your grandpa's basement.
And the funny thing is, the label looks pretty much the same as one of the original old number 7 ones. I don't know if I have any original old number 7s in the back here. I got stuff all over the place, but
There's one on maybe.
yeah, on the bottom down there. And that
Is
was,
that the bottom? Is that the original label?
yeah, that's one of the original ones down there. That was actually given to me by a buddy who had it sitting in his house, and he said, "This doesn't belong at my place. It belongs at yours." When he came walking in the room the one time. This one is 86 proof, so this is an older one. I want to say this one's from like 89, maybe. It's got the older bottle on it, and it's got the rounded edges, and it's got the Jack and block letters, so
That's
with
awesome.
the fake seal. So, but that's pretty close to what the 14-year one looked like. I think they had the big 14 in the middle of this one here.
Right.
Nice.
It's very
Good try,
similar to
so.
that one there.
But I like how they kept the bottles looking the same, where you've got the ribbed neck and
Yes.
rounded corner.
They're nice bottles. They're
Yes.
nice looking bottles, nice presentation.
Yeah, I like what they did with them. That's for sure. They kept it the same.
And people will be making glasses out of bottles and stuff, and these are not bottles you want to make a glass out of.
No, not at all. Well, I know we do have one special one sitting down here too. Fairman, we're here drinking Jack. May as well break it out. So, got one of the Coy Hill releases. This is the one from 2024. Comes in at 124.3 proof. Let's see, barrel entry. It says 9.4 of 13. So this is about 11
year, right?
11 year
About 11
old.
year. So split the 10 and 12.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't one that I picked up for you. There's times where he'll hit me up, "Hey, this liquor store's by your house. Can you go over and get this?" Yeah, sure, no problem.
I don't even remember where I got this one from. I think the other two, one that you found, or two I had found, are sitting in there. I know you had gotten those.
And the nice thing about Coy Hill is they do release them in different proofs. So you may get
Yes.
a hazmat batch, which is above 140 proof. And those are far and few between. And the secondary on those is almost $1,000, I believe.
Yeah, those are the 21 bottles. The 21 bottles, those are the ones that had the hazmat stuff, and those were rough to find because everybody in there. Brother wanted to find one of those. 24s were a little bit easier for, at least for me to find, but these are definitely less proof ones. I think the highest proof they had on this was maybe 130 for the 24s.
Yeah, like the ones that I picked up for you, I think I've only seen one that was a higher proof.
Yeah. And the
What's the price range? What are we talking about prices?
what is retail on these? I think was right around $100, $119, something like that. I think secondary, these are between $350 and $400 right
Okay.
now.
All right.
And then, like I said, the 2021 release, that retail was the same, but those have climbed to anywhere between $800 and $1,000, depending on what the proof was.
And the nice thing about where I picked up his is they had two of them, and since they're above retail and closer to the secondary range, but not quite there, he doesn't care how many he sells you. So,
Yeah, absolutely, which is great.
Oh, that is. I'll be honest. That is tasty.
favorite bottle on the table?
Kind of hard to go against it. I mean, honestly, this is I got a maple flavor, maple taste on that a
Yeah.
little bit. Right off the nose,
Yes.
you can smell a little maple.
At first,
At first, like, my first smell was like maple, like, overall. But, man, is that smooth.
Be perfect side with some pancakes.
Waffles. I mean, we could put what are we talking about? Breakfast
Sure.
now?
I know too. I don't have that one, but they released a small batch of the Coy Hills. They were smaller bottles. I think it was the 375s, and that was only at the distillery. And those, I want to say, they're catching it, I think, $1,500 on secondary market, and those were super high hazmat ones. Those were, I want to say, 149 proof, something
Oh,
crazy like
cow.
that. They were way up there. I don't see too many of those either. There was people lined up. I want to say like
So
almost 2 full days in
Yeah.
advance.
so they're
overnight
they're,
outside.
they're selling their own Pappy Gate bottles.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. Oh, that is good though.
And
Yeah,
I
it
noticed
is.
them when you got them all together. They're actually a different bottle. Like it's not the same glass.
Yeah, this one's a little bit different. That's
A little
like the
shorter
older.
stout.
This is like the regular single barrel bottles.
Yes.
But then they did the different bottles for the 10, 12, 14-year ones.
I thought I saw something about a toasted barrel coming out. Do you have any information on that?
I believe that one's coming out in the fall, from what I've heard. I haven't seen too much about it. They had like a label that was done as a placeholder, so hopefully that'll be coming soon. They usually release stuff October, November, and then they'll have these usually in March. So hopefully there's more than one. I'm sure there is. They have plenty of stuff with Chris Fletcher there and Lexi there now. They do a lot of cool new stuff. Sort of like the Tennessee Tasters I have. I think Lexi has been doing a lot of stuff with that, and she's been taking care of quite a few of those.
The Tennessee Tasters, for what he's referring to, are Tennessee only bottles. They are distillery experimental bottles.
Yes.
That they throw different barrels. They throw different. Do they adjunct them at all, or is it just barrel and wood?
I think it's just barrel and wood for the most part. I don't think there's any adjuncts in any of the 14 of them that have come out.
Because the funny thing is, Kyle's talking about how he smells maple. I've got a maple finished Tennessee
Yes.
distillery,
Do you?
Yes.
and I think I have a tequila one at home.
Yeah, there's tequila ones. They've had all kinds of different ones. I've got a bunch of them sitting up there. You can.
And they're up to 14 different ones so far.
14 was the most recent release. That was in 2024. They had that one came out, and that one was really limited. You had the only place you could get it was at the distillery. I don't think there was any stores in Tennessee that received any of those.
Okay.
I want to say it was under 400 bottles, and those went really quick.
So they have one barrel.
Yeah, yeah.
So the question is that I have is, Jack's never known for like doing, I don't think like maple flavors or something like that, right? So are they trying to compete
I think
with the other distilleries releasing all this special, one-off stuff?
I think so, especially with like the tasters,
Yeah.
the smaller ones. They're throwing them out there just to see, hey, let's see what we can do with these. Why not? Everybody else is doing it, so maybe we should. But I think with these, this is the first time. 2021, I think, is when the 10-year first came out. And this is the first time they've released like age-specific bottles.
Okay.
But they're doing a great job. I'll tell you.
I mean,
that.
absolutely.
I'll keep buying.
I'm
it.
still
That's-
sipping at Scoy Hill, and to me, it's got the most burn out of all of them that we've tasted today.
Definitely, that one definitely does.
It does, but that's packed with flavor. That Coy Hill has a lot of flavor. I don't know.
I definitely enjoyed the 14 more this time. I think the first time I had it last week was during one of the Illinois games for the March Madness. And
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we're a little sad about that. But I had heartburn earlier today, so
Yeah.
the burn that came from that, I think, was more from the heartburn than the actual bottle. Because now I've tried this bottle again, and it was nowhere near as hot and burning when I had it. So
And speaking from experience, 14 years, I would pour it and walk away for 14 minutes, 15 minutes.
Right.
yeah,
Come back, but we're doing the video, so it's bottle to the mouth
Yeah.
almost. So
yeah, we didn't have to let it rest at all, and it was
was
all
That was really
perfect.
good.
They were
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
yeah,
Plus, you had this one open prior, right? So it
Yes.
had air to the bottle
Yep.
already, so that does help, right? So when your first initial pour, that 14, was just a neck pour then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what it was.
I don't know. Every bottle I poured for neck pour, It's always been like, well, what am I doing? Let's revisit. So I don't know, maybe.
And I feel like our problem is he'll open a bottle and have a neck pour, and I'll have the same pour basically, and I'll open a bottle and have a neck pour the same night. We're like, just a bad bourbon night.
Yeah.
And then we come back and it's like, dang, this bottle's almost gone. We like it that much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my god.
Mm.
Happens often though. It does.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
So what do you guys think in order?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I think for me personally, it'd probably Coy Hill be the top, and the 14 a close second. Definitely different. I was surprised.
Yeah.
And then the 10 and 12 is a toss up. I think I like the 10 a little bit more than the 12, at least this batch. That could change with another batch, but
Yeah. I actually agree with you 100%. I was going, don't shoot me in the comments or whatnot, but Coy Hill first. I do the 14 second. I'll take the 10. That 10 I just love. I just love the finish on it.
Yeah.
And the 12 was just, I don't know, just like too much oak, right? It's, they really care for it too much. But I mean, again, when I had my tasters, same thing happened. 10 was over 12, so.
I think the only thing I would change is the 14 in the Coy Hill. That 14 is so smooth. So I understand why it's got the hype behind it right now. That should die down. I think that bottle would be great at like a $300 secondary.
absolutely.
It'd be a great pickup. 600 steep. I know Coy Hill you can get for around 300. That'd be where I would spend my $300.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but if you can get 14 at $300, I think that's a perfect buy.
I'd take a whole case of those at 3.
You're gonna have to wait a little bit for that, though,
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
gonna
I
be
mean,
quite a while.
it's gonna be a while, right?
Because I believe they only released 24,000 bottles.
It was 24,000 bottles of the 14.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's around 480 bottles per state.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
I don't know if
that's
Hawaii's
not a lot.
getting 480 bottles or
Yeah.
Alaska, but
Right.
and the original release at the distillery was,
It was, I think, 400 bottles they released at the distillery. And
Yeah.
that was it. And that was a surprise one. Usually they'll tell you well in advance. But this one, they said, they did like the night before. They said, hey, we're going to have these tomorrow. Come get them. So there's a lot of people doing the mad scramble down in Tennessee for them. People calling off work, trying to get in there and grab them.
It's a little long of a drive to make it from here
Yeah,
to there
yeah.
in a few hours.
Well, gotta,
Cannonball Run.
the question is, you have one of the. I've never seen a collection like this. What is your favorite bottle in your collection?
Oh, boy.
Are you talking Jack or overall?
Jack only, because this is a collection I never thought walking into. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Your favorite bottle in this room right now?
Well, nothing's open in this room.
It is not.
Some of them have been opened in the other room, though, so
Oh.
we're good there. So we're good there.
How about open? Let's go open, because some
Open?
of these you don't, right? They're
Yeah, some of them are just solely
right.
collectible ones, which I won't
open, right.
ever open unless I have duplicates of them. Then I have no problem doing
Okay.
that.
Open bottle then. Let's go open.
Honestly, probably this Coy Hill right here. Not gonna lie, it's one of the better ones I've ever had from them. And they put a lot of good stuff. I just remember drinking Jack and Cokes back in college.
Oh, you would add Coke to these?
Yeah.
Man, I forgot the Coke. I was gonna bring Coke today for him too.
I want to know what 14 tastes like with Coke.
Yeah. Never. If you add Coke to any of these, that's the last time you're coming over and drinking any. But
How about over ice? Would you do it?
I don't think you need to.
I know, but you know
Yeah.
how people are.
Could
Everybody's a little different when you
Yeah.
talk bourbon.
If you're adding ice, what's wrong with just adding a couple drops of water to calm it down?
Yeah.
You don't really need
But
to add the
people
ice.
always,
You can put it in
you know,
the freezer.
you get the one person that I want an ice cube no matter what,
Yep.
right? You
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
one that goes neat. We're both all neat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Always
I
be
drink
like
almost
my
everything
bourbon's
neat,
neat
yes.
because I love the flavor. I want it all, right?
I mean-
I don't want to water down, but
No.
little drops of water. We've done it,
We have.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the bottle was intolerable without
right?
it.
Yeah.
And it's not saying that
So do you think this would change a complexion of any of this on the table with a couple drops of water?
I think Coy Hill would be smoother almost like
Mhm.
a 14 if
Yeah,
you added
yeah.
drops.
It'd be very similar. I don't think I'd want to add any drops to the
No,
10
I
or
don't.
12
No.
at all.
I wouldn't even add a drop to 14.
I wouldn't add drops to anything.
And I certainly wouldn't add
Personally.
ice. I my personal opinion, I wouldn't add ice to any of them.
Oh, medium.
You know what ice is made for? The old fashioned I brought you last.
Or the Jack and Coke.
That's about it.
And the only Jack you should be putting with Coke is the cheapest bottle on the shelf at your
That
grocery
is
store.
correct. I might even cut you some slack with some Gentleman Jack and Coke. But not any of the things that are in here. There's no Coke going in any of those.
And now you brought up Gentleman Jack. To me, the closest thing on the shelf at the store would be Woodford Double Oaked.
I can see that. Yeah.
So-
Yep.
People that are getting into bourbon and you tried the Woodford Double Oaked, go try a Gentleman Jack. I mean,
Yeah, I think the same
And
flavor profile.
Gentleman Jack is very tasty.
and affordable.
Yeah, definitely affordable. Give a shout out to my buddy Bob Lloyd down in Memphis. He's known as Gentleman Jack. He's got one hell of a collection too. So these are all for you here, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I think that's all we have for today.
I think so.
Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, definitely.
Having us out and sampling your 4 bottles here and seeing your collection has been great. So
Yeah, I know you guys appreciate it, so I have no
Oh, this
problem
is
bringing
awesome.
everybody over
I
here
mean,
and
this
making
is-
sure that people that love the stuff get to
Yeah.
sample it all.
This
That's
is
for
much
sure.
better than having a little taster sent to us.
But you know, Jack Daniels, feel free to send us some of this stuff. I will gladly
Yeah, speaking
really
of,
take
like,
care of that.
the 10, 14, and 12, when they sent them out this year, I think they sent out like the 375s
Yes.
of the 10 and 12 with
Yes.
the full bottle of 14 to people like us that are doing bourbon tastings and basically YouTube channels.
Yep.
And
Yep. Yep.
whoever's working marketing at Jack Daniels, if you want to add us to the list, please reach out because
Yeah.
we're looking to be added to a list like that.
yeah,
Like
For sure.
I know coming up in the next few weeks, Kyle and I are actually going to go visit with the head distiller and the owner of Penelope. So
yeah, we are. Yep, that's
Very
on the
nice.
market.
Very nice.
That's on the docket.
stuff to looking forward to. And hopefully, I don't know if we'll do a remote video with that, but
We might. I think we might. We'll see what happens with that one.
it could just be us sitting in the back of an Uber talking about it. And we'll take some pictures and videos while we're at the table and get back in an Uber and talk about it on the way home.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
'Cause it's almost an hour away from the house.
It is.
So-
Yeah. We're definitely Ubering that
And
one.
we're guaranteed 10 tastings.
Plus
each.
allocated
Purchase possibly.
purchase. Yeah.
Oh, good deal.
So
So
we'll see what happens with that one.
yeah. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and send us off to your friends. I know Terry here's going to send it off to Bob.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And thanks again.
Yep. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.